Georg Wilhelm Friedrich Hegel's Phenomenology of Spirit stands as a cornerstone in the realm of philosophical literature, delving into the intricate workings of human consciousness. At its core, the text navigates through dialectical movements and lays the foundation for Hegel's broader philosophical system. In this review, we will unravel the complexities of phenomenology of spirit, beginning with an exploration of its dialectical laws of logic.
Before we dive in, if you find this content valuable, please hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment below. It truly helps us grow. Now, let's get started.
Dialectical laws of logic, unfolding the essence of thought. Hegel's journey into consciousness begins with the dialectical laws of logic, a framework that shapes the unfolding of ideas. The concept of thesis, antithesis, and synthesis becomes the guiding force, propelling the narrative forward. Hegel posits that contradictions inherent in ideas lead to their development, creating a dynamic interplay of opposing forces. Thesis, the starting point of inquiry. Hegel commences his exploration with a thesis, a starting point for philosophical inquiry. This initial idea represents a fixed concept, a notion that serves as the groundwork for the ensuing dialectical process. It encapsulates the essence of a particular stage of consciousness, providing a stable foundation for further examination. Antithesis, the emergence of contradictions. As the narrative progresses, contradictions arise, giving birth to the antithesis. Hegel asserts that these contradictions are inherent in the very nature of the thesis. The antithesis challenges and negates aspects of the initial idea, introducing tension and conflict into the philosophical landscape. This clash forms the crucible from which new insights and developments emerge. Synthesis, the resolution and evolution. The culmination of the dialectical process lies in the synthesis, where contradictions find resolution and a higher form of truth emerges. Hegel contends that this synthesis becomes the new thesis, initiating a continuous cycle of development. The dialectic, therefore, represents a dynamic and evolving process that propels consciousness forward, transcending each stage in its relentless pursuit of truth. Phenomenology of consciousness, unveiling layers of self-awareness. In Hegel's Phenomenology of Spirit, he explores how our awareness develops. Starting with just sensing things, he moves on to understanding them. Instead of just taking in information, we begin to interpret and categorize it. Even though we get better at understanding, there are still conflicts in our thoughts. Hegel talks about a moment where power and recognition become crucial, the master-slave thing. It's about how people see and acknowledge each other. The journey ends with absolute knowing, where understanding oneself and the world come together. It's like reaching the highest level of understanding. Phenomenology of spirit is basically a deep dive into how we think and understand, showing how each step adds to our exploration of the mind. Sensory certainty, the immediate and the finite. When we're dealing with our senses, Hegel points out that our consciousness figures things out by directly using them. However, he goes deeper and uncovers the drawbacks of this straightforward way of understanding. Sensing things has its limitations. It only provides a partial view, relying on personal feelings. It's like having just a piece of the puzzle, not the whole truth about what's real. Hegel challenges us to move beyond this limited perspective, urging us to explore other ways of comprehending the world. In doing so, he opens the door to a richer understanding, one that goes beyond the immediacy of sensory experiences. By recognizing the constraints of mere sensing, Hegel prompts us to seek a more comprehensive and nuanced grasp of reality, reminding us that there's always more to uncover beneath the surface of our initial perceptions. Perception, beyond immediate experience. Shifting from just sensing things, Hegel introduces perception as a more advanced way our consciousness works. In perception, we don't just sense, we also recognize objects and their features, going beyond the direct input from our senses. However, Hegel digs deeper into perception, revealing its complexities. He highlights how mediation, or the process of interpretation, plays a crucial role. It's not just about seeing things, it's about understanding them in relation to each other. There's an intricate dance between the one perceiving and what's being perceived. Hegel challenges us to see that perception involves more than meets the eye. It's not just about looking at things, it's about understanding the relationships between them. By doing so, He encourages us to move beyond the surface and delve into the layers of meaning that perception offers, reminding us that the richness of our understanding lies in the nuanced connections we make between ourselves and the world around us. Understanding, the unveiling of conceptual thought. As our awareness advances, it hits the understanding stage, according to Hegel. Here, thinking in concepts takes the spotlight. Hegel sees this as a big step because we start using abstract ideas and categories to make sense of the world. But, even in this understanding phase, contradictions don't just vanish. They stick around, pushing consciousness to keep evolving dialectically. Hegel wants us to see that reaching understanding doesn't mean everything becomes crystal clear. Even with our conceptual tools, there are still conflicts and paradoxes to grapple with. It's like saying, hey, we've got these concepts now, but there's more to figure out. Hegel's nod to the persistence of contradictions serves as a reminder that our journey of understanding is an ongoing process, urging us to keep questioning and exploring the complexities of our thoughts and the world around us. Master-slave dialectic, the struggle for recognition. A crucial turning point in phenomenology of spirit unfolds with the master-slave dialectic, a deep dive into the struggle for recognition, a key concept in Hegel's exploration. Here, Hegel peels back the layers, examining power dynamics, autonomy, and the relentless pursuit of self-awareness. The master-slave dynamic represents a complex interplay of authority, where one asserts dominance over the other. Hegel's analysis goes beyond the surface, delving into the profound implications of this struggle. It's not just about power, it's about the quest for acknowledgement and self-realization. In this dialectic, the irony unfolds as the master, seeking recognition from the slave, becomes dependent on the acknowledgement of the other for their own self-discovery. Hegel's narrative underscores the intricate dance between power and recognition, challenging traditional notions of authority and autonomy. This exploration serves as a mirror reflecting the intricate threads of human relationships and the quest for identity. Hegel invites readers to ponder the complexities embedded in the struggle for recognition, shaping a pivotal chapter in the philosophical odyssey of phenomenology of spirit, power and subjugation, the dialectic unveiled. In the exploration of the master-slave dialectic, Hegel unravels a nuanced struggle for recognition between two conscious entities. The dynamic unfolds in the interplay of power, where the master asserts dominance over the slave. However, beneath this asymmetry lies a profound revelation. The slave, despite subjugation, acquires a distinct form of self-consciousness through labor and struggle. Hegel challenges conventional notions of power and subjugation by highlighting the paradoxical outcome. While the master may wield authority, it is the laboring slave who undergoes a transformative journey, gaining a unique self-awareness through their struggles. This dialectic reveals the intricate nature of human relationships, where power dynamics extend beyond a simple hierarchy. By emphasizing the role of labor in shaping self-consciousness, Hegel introduces a novel perspective on autonomy and recognition. The master-slave dialectic becomes a metaphorical crucible, where the complexities of power dynamics lead to unexpected outcomes, underscoring the intricate tapestry of human experience within the philosophical narrative of phenomenology of spirit. Recognition, the crucible of self-consciousness. Central to the master-slave dialectic is the theme of recognition. Hegel posits that true self-consciousness arises when individuals mutually recognize each other's autonomy and subjectivity. The master, in seeking recognition from the slave, is ironically dependent on the acknowledgement of the other for their own self-realization. Absolute knowing, the culmination of the philosophical journey. As phenomenology of spirit progresses, Hegel leads the reader towards the culmination of the philosophical journey, absolute knowing. This final stage represents the pinnacle of self-awareness and understanding, transcending the limitations of previous modes of consciousness. Absolute knowing, unity of subject and object. Absolute knowing involves the synthesis of subject and object, where consciousness recognizes itself in the world and vice versa. Hegel contends that this unity marks the highest form of self-consciousness, transcending the divisions and contradictions that characterized earlier stages. Absolute knowing embodies the realization of absolute truth and the fulfillment of the philosophical quest.